I'm Joost Vastenavondt, the CMO of Pain Quotidien. Pain Quotidien is a Belgian-based chain of bakery restaurants operating 200 plus restaurants in 20 plus countries around the world. We've been founded 35 years ago, founders still around, chief creative inspirator today. We're most known for our sourdough breads, which are unique in a way that they contain nothing but flour, salt and water. We make 13s from them, open-faced sandwiches, which we serve in our restaurants. The main idea of actually starting with Obenan was that we wanted to build a more in-depth, a more intimate knowledge of our customers. We call customers guests. We play hosts. And of course, in the restaurant industry, you're blessed with a conscious stream of feedback from these guests. Everyone's looking at writing reviews, looking at menus before they go out. And so building that in-depth knowledge is not that easy when you're talking about tens of thousands of reviews in multiple languages, multiple different cultures, multiple different contexts. So that's one. The second thing, or the second problem we're trying to solve and fix is brand visibility. We may be a mid-sized player and chain with our 230 restaurants, but still in a lot of the cities that we're operating in, brand visibility is rather low. In the first 20 years, Pain Quotidien, the brand, did not invest in marketing. In this day and age, it's super important to be present out there, to have that visibility, to be able or to make sure that you can be found when people are looking for you. So that was objective number 2 for us, to really start looking around for solutions. So one is the visibility, the second one is the customer understanding. A lot of reasons. If I have to pick out 3, I'd have to say number 1 is that Obenan is way more advanced on the technology than any other competitor that I've met or seen out there. A lot of them have actually got plans and will tell you about development pipelines they have, but Obenan is already live and ahead of the curve on a lot of these things. So technology, number 1. Second one was the team and the approach, because as we embarked on this project 6 months ago, we're now in our first pilot market. The process of co-creation with the Obenan team, the willingness to sit down with us and review on a regular basis progress made in a fast series of releases has been very refreshing. And I think from both sides, allowing for us to make sure that we got exactly what we wanted. And for the Obenan team, I think very interesting and refreshing to see the inside, to see what we are trying to achieve, to see what we are trying to do with that data. So, second reason, that co-creation, collaborative, fast process has been a big plus. The third one really is that onboarding. Onboarding as we launched into our pilot market, really appreciated the dedicated support that the team has given us so far. The fast, rapid interaction of quick releases, quick improvements, as opposed to, some other companies, you'll brief them, they'll go and code and they'll disappear for 6 months. And then after 6 months, they'll come back with something which is not really what you wanted. That's something that we've been able to mitigate very well with the way that we've onboarded with Obenan. And I think one of the big competitive advantages which sets them aside from other companies out there. Absolutely. As I said, we're now into our pilot market. We're seeing some first positive results and good indications of that. My plan and goal is still to take this process globally and move into 20 countries over 6 months' time. The first good indication is that as a CMO, I lead a team of marketeers. The most important member of my marketing team is an employee called Google. And I have to make sure that Google is happy. And so one of the first indications that we saw after embarking on the pilot with Obenan is actually seeing that Google is happier than ever before. Meaning, it gives us more leads, more qualified web visitors, higher rankings, initially and very early on, even higher number of visitors. If I have to go in a little bit detail there, we see that uplift is even higher in our typical touristy city center locations as opposed to really neighborhood stores. But hey, that's, I think, is kind of normal. You don't Google on a daily basis the stores that are in your street. You know them. It's only when you're out and abroad in the city center you don't know that people start looking for Google as a big source of information. To keep my number one marketing employee called Google even happier than it is today. But really longer term, trying to build Obenan as a key partner in the core of the company. Not only as a listing agent, not only as a consumer intelligence database, not only as an operational mirror and feedback tool, but really into the core of the company, leveraging it as a knowledge database and actually using that knowledge that we'll have as a competitive source of advantage for Pain Quotidien. Because we feel that the better that we know our customers, the better we'll be able to serve them well, and they will reward us with their loyalty in return. It'll mean that we'll be able to have a higher level of knowledge of our customers, that we'll be able to do that faster, across countries, across languages, across cultures than ever before, but also that we'll be able to do that more efficiently than we're doing today. Because if only we had to achieve those results that we're hoping to achieve over the next 12 months with Obenan, it cost us a couple of full-time employees and still would be slower than we'd ever been with Obenan.
Sounds like there's a lot of exciting times ahead. These were all the questions. Thank you very much, Joost. This was
You're welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure.